What is going on? It's Team LG, Winning Realty. I'm Lee Goldberg The Realtor.
Lauren Gontero.
And a special guest today,
Matt Garnes with Nova Home Loans.
So nice to have you out here. We just decided to gather in a parking lot in front of a stadium. And a beautiful one, though, for that matter.
And the weather is amazing in the middle of winter.
Middle of winter, it snowed just a few days ago. But we said we got to get together. We need to have a talk. We want to come to you with information and tell you why Las Vegas right now is on fire and why you need to take a look into it, right, guys? It's just nuts right now.
It is nuts. So Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in the market?
Well, yeah, rates are low. Obviously, I mean, we're seeing historic low rates. No sign of rates going up anytime soon. The Fed actually just came out yesterday. It said no plans to raise rates at all this year. So Rates are fantastic. Home prices are fantastic. It's a great time to buy right now.
So are you seeing people coming in from other parts of the country, and where are you seeing the influx from?
Well, huge amount of people coming in from California still, but we're also seeing people from colder regions coming in now too. So the new kind of niche buyer is the work at home people. They're like, I'm working at home, I'm not going back to the office, I'm leaving California, or I'm leaving Minnesota, leaving Boston, Massachusetts because it's too cold, California's too expensive, I'm going to Vegas.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm seeing an influx of buyers who say, I'm just working from home now. Now I want to be in a cool place to live. I want no traffic. I want something that maybe no state tax, which that's what we have here. No state tax.
Right.
Give yourself a raise. We have minimal traffic. We have incredible weather, but there's so much more to Las Vegas than the Strip. So if you're working from home and you're thinking, I want to change it up and live somewhere incredible, guys, I mean, this is the place.
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot to do here. We got the Raiders right here. We've got the Golden Knights right across the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
There's talk of professional baseball coming, professional basketball, professional soccer.
And we have the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA. Those games are so much fun here as well. And what about like outdoor activity? Especially if you're moving from California, maybe you're moving from Washington State or Oregon. You like the great outdoors. Do you hike? Are you a hiker like us?
I hike, mountain bike, trail run. It's great here. We got Red Rock when it's cooler out. When it's too hot, Mount Charleston is up about 7,000 feet.
This is what I do. In the summer, I love hiking when it's 110. Only though at sundown at nighttime. So we do some night hikes and that's beautiful. But during the day, yeah, you're gonna go up to Mount Charleston. It'll be about 20, 25 degrees cooler. Maybe some waterfalls, see some ponies and some horses out there. Wild. And it's just absolutely beautiful.
Well, another reason people move to Las Vegas is the proximity to destinations like Zion or the Hoover Dam, the hot springs that are really close in California. We're next to Arizona. And if you move here, you're close to everything.
You know, I have a client from California and he said, I really don't want to buy in Las Vegas. And I'm like, why? Why not? And he's like, well, I got hurt and destroyed years ago. Listen, just because that happened before, that doesn't mean it happens again. You need to have good credit. You got to have a job. You got to have proof of income. And you guys aren't giving loans just to people who just are off the street.
No, you got to check all the boxes. We're checking credit. We're checking income. We're checking assets. There's nothing outside the box. You have to have the right ratios. You have to make enough income. You have to have enough assets. You can't just list what you make. We are going to check, verify everything. So we don't have those exotic loans that we had pre-08, 09. Most people are in a nice 30-year fixed loan, so they're able to get through any downturns in the market, which we don't foresee any downturns in this market
at all
soon.
Especially here. There is very, very low inventory, and people are still coming in droves from California.
Besides relocating from other states, another reason that people are actually moving in Las Vegas is because the rates are so low. If you sell your house that you bought 3, 4, 5 years ago, you can actually use the equity for a down payment on a new home and keep the same mortgage payment on a bigger home in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we see a ton of people come to California, they sell their $1 million, $1.2 million home, take their equity, come out here. A lot of people paying cash. A lot of people are actually taking out mortgages that normally wouldn't because money is so cheap. You can take out a mortgage, get a rate somewhere in the 2s right now today, use some of that other cash, go buy another property, get a rental. So it's just cheap money right now.
Let's turn the page and let's talk about when it comes to finding the right loan officer, the right lender. What are people looking for, and what are they looking for in the right realtor? I mean, obviously any realtor like us, we would say, hey, hire us, but why?
I would say that the number one thing today in today's market is communication and response time. You need somebody who is going to be there and be on top of it right when you need them. In Las Vegas, homes move so quickly. So being able to reach your realtor and your loan officer is number one, super important.
You know, I think it's also service. It's also, you know, someone that's thorough. You want to make sure that you have someone that's doing a lot of the upfront work to, you know, find any issues, get them cleaned up front, because you don't want someone getting into contract. Now you're digging up stuff that you could have found at the beginning of the process. Now you have a lot of problems because you're 2 or 3 weeks into escrow. Now you found something that you could have worked out on day one.
What is a typical turnaround? Let's say we say, hey, here's a buyer from California. Matt, they need to get pre-approval. I'm going to hand it over to you. How quickly should they hear from you? How quickly should we hear back and have that pre-approval in hand to go buy that home? Because it's got to be lightning quick in this market.
So currently, there's a lot of buyers out there. There's a lot of people refinancing right now. So typically, it's going to take me a day or two to get to your app once you submit it. I'm going to send you back a list of supporting documentation. I get that back in, then I can finish up the pre-approval, jump on the phone with you. That's when we start getting into numbers, interest rates, loan options, closing costs, monthly payments, unpack all that stuff so you know exactly what to expect. You have an idea on your closing costs, your down payment, what you're going to pay per month. So we're going to help you find that nice, comfortable payment that gets you into the house that you want.
So in order to shorten this timeline, Matt, can you tell us a couple things that they should have ready in order to submit with their application?
Great question.
So when you get pre-approved for a loan, there's 3 main components that we need to look at: credit, income, and assets. So typically for a W-2 employee, we want your last 2 pay stubs, we want your last year's W-2s, couple months bank statements, and that's generally about it at the beginning.
So make sure to have those documents ready when you apply so that we can get you that home that you love and you won't miss out.
Things are moving so quick, guys, right? You might see a home you love. If you don't have that pre-approval in hand, I guarantee you by the time we go see it, that home is going to be off the market. Someone else will buy that home. So you want to get with us or Matt first and figure out, where do you stand? What is your buying power? That's what this is about. So when we do this with you, we are here to be a free educational resource. So we give you our time and our knowledge about what's happening in the marketplace and tell you what you need to do to be successful. And then once you have all that in place, we go out, we go hunting, we find you the home, and then boom, we get it. But you got to be prepared and have everything in place. What can we do that separates us versus everyone else for our buyers to make our offers much more stronger than the other offer if it's the same number? There are other things that can be done.
There are a bunch of things that can be done. One of the things is we can shorten the contingencies. We can say we want a 5 to 10 day due diligence period for our inspection. We can shorten the appraisal contingency. We can also completely waive the appraisal. Today, appraisals are, what are appraisals doing? They're going way over what the list price is. Another thing I do for my clients is we add a clause that says in the event of a low appraisal, my client will pay X amount of dollars over the appraisal amount. Now, here's a little secret. The appraisals are not coming in low these days, but it does give the seller some confidence in your offer, and it will stand out over other offers. I also have seen a couple of buyers that are willing to pay the buyer's agent commission, which is not common, but it has been happening these days. And what that does for the seller is it allows them to net more in their pocket. So that is another thing that has been really attractive. And one more thing is the buyers have been paying the sellers title and transfer fees. Those are a couple things that will have to come out of your pocket, but it can help you stand out amongst the crowd besides just offering higher and higher amount and getting into a bidding war. But what I do tell my clients is the list price is the starting point.
Yep.
Every house is basically up for auction right now.
It is.
It is a hot market and you need to get in. rates are low and to take on new debt, you want to take on new debt when the rates are low.
And the other thing too is that the prices here, probably where you're living in, if you're in California, for example, are going to be much, much dramatically lower. You're going to get more home for it. And again, no state tax. So you're giving yourself a raise in that regard. So it's all about structuring the offer the correct way. It's all about having the right team around you when you're doing this. The right realtors, the right loan officer. Communication is key. Speed is key. Experience is key. That's something that we all have collectively together. So if you're thinking of coming out to Vegas, if you want to explore, let us give you our knowledge that we've accrued over the years here in town and tell you what's going on and create a success plan. It's really that simple.
So credit is very important. So you guys want to make sure, keep those credit card balances low, make your payments on time. Don't go buy a car when you're trying to buy a house.
Do not buy a car or anything. Don't co-sign. I've seen it happen. It's blown up on closing day. I promise you guys.
I've had deals almost go south at the last minute because someone bought $40,000 in furniture 2 days before closing and threw off the ratios. It turned into a nightmare. They had to send all the furniture back, cancel it was a mess. I will give you a do's and don'ts list when you get into contract, but don't buy a car, don't run up your credit cards, keep your credit clean.
Las Vegas, it's where it's at. It's the greatest city in the country. The weather is beautiful. We have so much opportunity and so much fun that's going on. So much incredible outdoors that is happening here. And most importantly, you know what we have in Las Vegas, guys? We have great people. We have awesome human beings that live here. And it's just such a great community. Let us show you what Las Vegas has. Come relocate, right guys?
Las Vegas is way more than the Strip. So let us show you all of the different little cities. There's Summerlin, there's Henderson, there's Southern Highlands. There's so much more.
There's Pahrump.
The's so much more to Vegas than the Strip. And there's Pahrump and Boulder City. So,
all right. If you want to learn more, just hit us up, Team LG, all over social media. Lee Goldberg, Goldberg The Realtor.
Lauren Gontero, Team LG at Winning Realty.
Matt Garnes with Nova Home Loans. Give me a call. Let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. Let's jump on Zoom. I will show you exactly how much house you can buy in Las Vegas.
Education and knowledge is everything, and we're here to give it to you free of charge. Holla. We only build so much due to time, due to lumber and trade, obviously, trades, but what were they saying? Okay. So we're on an island. So we're on an island. There's only, say, you know what? I'm going to pick up and leave. I'm going to work from home, and I'm going to do it here in Las Vegas. And so I want you to talk about that. Ready? Do it here from Las Vegas.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Why it's the time to come live here and work here and play here if you're working from home. And do it here from Las Vegas.